Hey, it's Michelle from Michelle Kirsch Creative, and today we're going to create this GIF. So start with a blank canvas. I'm using just a 2000 by 2000 pixel canvas, and I've selected a mug stamp from my tea and coffee Procreate stamp set that you can find in my Etsy shop. And that's just going to give me something to start with. So I've stamped the teacup pretty big on my canvas. And now I'm just going to add some color. Next, I'm just going to resize it a little bit and place it where I want it on the canvas. And now I'm going to add some steam coming out of the mug. So I'm just selecting the steam stamp and I'm going to place that just above the mug. Because I want the heart to change a little bit in each frame, I'm actually going to just color over the heart shape with the same color as the mug. And then I'm going to add a new heart that I can manipulate. So again, going back to the tea and coffee set, and I'm just choosing the hearts, making it a little larger, and I'm putting that on a new layer so that I can manipulate it. Below the mug, I want to say good morning, so I'm going to add some text, and I'm just going to type in the words good morning. And I'm going to choose my garlic bread font. And I'm just going to resize it and place it where I want on the canvas. So I'm just going to group the heart and the mug together for now so that they'll move as one item. And I'm duplicating the good morning because I want a different letter to appear on every frame. So to do that, I'm actually rasterizing the text from the layers panel, and that way I can just select which letters I want on every single frame. So for the first frame, I just want the G, so I'm selecting the rest of the good morning text and cutting it out. So that way there's just a G on that particular frame, and I'm moving that down into the first group. So each group is going to be a frame in my animation. I've also kept my original good morning text at the top so I can easily duplicate it. And then I'm going to repeat the process. So before I get into each animation, I'm going to fix my setup a little bit here. So I decided that the mug would stay consistent throughout, and it would be the heart and the steam and the text that would change. So I'm just pulling the mug out of that group, and that way that will end up being my background layer in my animation. And because I want the steam to change, I'm going to select the steam and cut and paste it onto its own layer. That way it'll be able to be manipulated with each group. So now each group will have the text, the steam, and the heart that will change. As long as I keep everything in one group, then I can have that as one frame in my animation. So I'm duplicating my group, and I hid the first one so that I can only see that second group. I'm copying my good morning, bringing it into the new group, and deleting the G that I had from my first frame. And now in this frame, I just want GO. So I'm removing the rest of good morning, cutting it out, and oh, I didn't hide my original one there. So this particular frame will just say GO. So for now, I'm not going to make any changes on the steam and the heart. I'm just going to continue this process to create all of my different frames within the groups with the proper text. So I'm just going to go through each one, delete the text that I don't need from that particular layer until I have a frame for every single layer. So I'll just speed this part up because I'm going to be doing the exact same process for every frame. So now that I have all of my frames created, each in its own group, I'm going to work my way back down, manipulating the steam and the heart just slightly in each frame so that it has a bit of movement. So here I've selected the steam and I'm using the warp tool and doing the same thing with the heart. And I'm just making some tiny little adjustments just so that it looks like there's a little bit of movement from one frame to the next. And again, I'm just going to repeat this process for every single group so that every frame looks slightly different. Okay, now I'm just going back through my layers, turning every single layer back on so that I'll be able to see my animation. So going up to the Actions menu, I'm going to go to Canvas and turn on Animation Assist, and this way I'll be able to see every single frame. I'm selecting the first frame, which was the mug, and turning on Background, and that way that particular frame will stay consistent throughout the whole animation. Next, I'm going to click on Settings, and I'm going to reduce the speed of the animation by taking the frames per second down to about 7. Now I can press play and see what my animation is going to look like. I decided I wanted to add one more frame with no text at all so that there's one blank frame before it gets into spelling out good morning. So now I'm just testing that out and that looks much better. So at this point you can make any little changes to your animation. I just added a slight background color to mine. And once you're happy with it, it's ready to export. To export, you're going to go up to the Actions menu, choose Share, and then go down to Animated GIF. You can double check that everything looks good here and then hit Export and save it to your camera roll. And now it's ready to upload to your GIPHY account. So you'll need to go to giphy.com and create your own GIPHY account. So all you need to do is press the upload button and then choose your new GIF from your photo library. From there you would add any tags that you want for your particular GIF, so anything that represents your GIF that people might be searching for, so I'm adding good morning as an example. You can add several different tags here that would represent your GIF. Once you've added all your tags, you'll be asked to add your source, and since I made this myself, I just put my website here. And then finally, just click Upload to GIPHY at the bottom. And once it's uploaded, your GIF is now ready to share. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time.